Incipient insanity has hovered and hovers continually over mankind as its greatest danger. What distinguishes a philosopher from a regular person? Nietzsche has an answer. The philosopher tries to voluntarily form his opinions. What do we mean by this? Let's dig a little deeper by looking at a passage from The Joyful Science. Nietzsche has always been an elitist, and in this passage he sings the praises of the exceptions, of the most select spirits, as he calls them here. In short, these select spirits are the guiding lights of mankind. They are thought leaders or cultural influences, thinkers, poets, artists, writers. They set the tone for the rest of mankind to follow. It goes without saying that these people are few in number. But, surprisingly, this particular paragraph does not only sing the praise of the select few, it also expresses thanks for what we may call the multitude. It's the multitude, the mob, the legions of men who protect mankind. With a pen steeped in irony, Nietzsche writes, "Had there not at all times been a larger number of men who regarded the cultivation of their mind, their rationality, as their pride, their obligation, their virtue, and were injured or shamed by all play of fancy and extravagance of thinking, as lovers of sound common sense, mankind would long ago have perished." Nietzsche is playing with the word rationality here. As always, he equates rationality with the mob, with the people. Compare this with his treatment of Socrates, the exemplar of rationalism, whom he also equated with herd thinking. You can check out our video on Nietzsche and Socrates if you want more detail on this. Link in description. He's sarcastically thanking the mob for saving humanity, for keeping us alive. They do so by sticking to their rational principles, their common sense. Note the word common, another indicator of the mob and the herd. Nietzsche abhors all that is common. But the herd does one thing really well, something that allows civilization to exist and sustain itself. They are very good at creating agreement. It's this agreement of the herd, the creation of a prevailing overarching belief in society, that keeps us from total chaos. It keeps society from going insane. Incipient insanity has hovered, and hovers continually over mankind as its greatest danger. It is precisely the breaking out of inclination in feeling, seeing, and hearing, the enjoyment of the unruliness of the mind, the delight in human unreason. But what's important to point out is that this so-called agreement of the herd has no regard for the truthfulness of their belief. All that matters is that they agree on something. That something might very well be a lie or an untruth. So at this point, the select few spirits come in. Those artists, writers, thinkers, philosophers who have something noble about them. Noble in the sense of being against the herd, like an aristocrat positions himself above the peasant. The person of noble spirit feels disgust over what is common, including common belief. In Nietzsche's words, the accepted belief as the belief of all the world continually engenders a disgust and a new longing in the more ingenious minds. The task for these ingenious minds is to play conductor to the orchestra of the masses, guide them towards where they need to go, that is, keep them in agreement, keep the harmony strong, yet also, slowly but surely, guide them. Imperturbable conductors of the slow spirits are needed, in order that the faithful of the great collective belief may remain with one another and dance their dance further. It is a necessity of the first importance that here enjoins and demands. We others are the exceptions and the danger. It's actually this disgust of the noble spirit that is responsible for all progress in the world, at least in Nietzsche's estimation. They are never satisfied with what the crowd thinks, so as soon as the crowd settles on a certain belief, they feel compelled to press on further, thereby in time changing the opinion of the crowd also. Then, when a new status quo is reached, he feels disgust again and digs yet deeper. But these noble spirits must by definition be the exception, and remain the exception, just like how an orchestra can have only one conductor. In this little sociology, everyone in society has a role to play. The herd keeps society functional, and the genius pushes it forward. At all times, danger lurks over society, a descent into madness, which Nietzsche defined as the enjoyment of unreason. It is always incipient. The crowd needs to come together and decide to play nice with one another, using rationality and reason as the glue keeping them together. Paradoxically, insanity is reserved for the noble spirit, the select few. Only the philosopher is allowed to be insane. Only the exception can be the danger. Well, there can actually be something said in favor of the exceptions, provided that they never want to become the rule. Thank you for watching. And thank you to our Patreons who keep the channel alive. If you like our work and you want to support us and access exclusive content not posted on YouTube in the process, feel free to take a look. Other videos you might enjoy are Nietzsche on Socrates and Nietzsche's warning to scientists. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.